There is such a thing as learning too much. The mortal mind can only take so many revelations at a time. What we discovered here... Oh my god. No!
Andra's deaths. This was no accident.
What happened? Who did this? It's all gone. The city. My home. Right. We should be a moving target, in case anyone comes for us next. We have to check on the others. At least let me find Quilici. Any survivors would have evacuated to the farms north of town. Come. There's not a moment to waste.
A city up in flames? You tell me who your coin is on.
I can't believe this. What you smell is the workshop going up in flames. Our books, our chemicals, our machines. Many of those inventions were originals from the Valian republics. One of a kind, irreplaceable. I don't know why I'm dwelling on that. We lost more than our work.
Your work was your home. You're allowed to mourn it.
They burn. They blind us. A little power goes a long way. Charge it up. Just a little spark. I hope everyone is all right. Animancers know how to plan for an emergency. We've never seen one like this. If anything happened to Quilici, I don't know what I'd do.
Let's get to the farms. If there's trouble, we can help.
Again and again they strike.
I heard something. Stop right here. I'm with you.
Hey! Over here!
It's the envoy!
Oh. Yeah.
On your right!
Couldn't have done better. Coming from the left!
Try.
Won't get through this! Gather up!
Anna!
Another soul for the field! Nicely done! That'll show him. There's the city. What's left of it. Gods, who could do this to us? Who could burn us out like rats and call it a victory?
So many years of research.
Those are still growth banners. They've got the advantage.
Found you!
Let's move.
What you got? Good work! Good fighting.
He died saving me. I owe him my life. May he pass swiftly into the beyond.
Look, they made it out. Oh, thank the gods. Thank the gods. I needed that. I needed to see them so badly. It felt like I couldn't breathe.
Take a few more deep breaths. We're not going anywhere.
Rabbits in a burrow, hunted.
These people are looking for leadership, a sense of direction. We should find Kulichi.
Envoy? Oh, thank goodness. For a moment there, I thought we'd lost you in the attack.
As if you don't already know.
Ignacy, calm yourself.
Why should I be calm? His people burned my city.
The Steel Garrote are hardly his people.
They offered us no negotiation, no peaceful terms. Just flames and laughter as we ran. Many of our people fell defending the city. We won't know how many until the dust settles. Your Inquisitor is determined to burn out anyone who doesn't conform to Adiran ways.
We agree on one thing. The Steel Garrote have declared war on the Living Lands.
That sort of thinking is precisely why my father fled the Valian republics.
What happened here is no coincidence. Their forces already have an unshakable grip on Paradis. This attack was meant to weaken us. No doubt they will circle back to finish what they started. Tell us, what of your research into the Dream Scourge? Assuming our governor wants to hear it.
I may have spoken in haste before.
Pardon?
The very notion that the Dream Scourge had blighted our farms, it was too awful to acknowledge.
Are you being serious right now?
I am. The sanctuary my family built was falling apart on my watch, and I wasn't strong enough to bear it. You must understand. My mother had the Dream Scourge. I hoped against reason that she might recover, but her mind grew as blighted as our lands. To face reality would mean upending my city, throwing order into chaos, and admitting she was truly gone. I'm so sorry, Giatta.
Don't waste your apologies on me. This changes nothing between us.
I don't expect your forgiveness, but I will do everything in my power to make this right. Whatever you have to say, I'm ready to hear it.
You want me to do the talking? Very well. The evidence is clear. The Living Lands is on the edge of an ecological disaster, both physically and spiritually. We may know the origin of the Dream Scourge. By following it back to the source, perhaps we can reverse the damage. Now for the bad news. An undiscovered god rests in the heart of this island. Until we know more about its nature, we are powerless to stop it.
But this is madness. When I said I was ready for the truth, I didn't mean... Quilici, tell him it's madness.
Envoy, is it true?
You have no idea what this thing is, but now you're helping it?
He may be compelled by his godlike nature. It would be wise not to question such things. First the Dream Scourge, then the Steel Garrote, and now... what does this god of yours want us to do? Pray?
This is no time for a theological discussion. Our survival hangs on a knife's edge. We can't remain in Emerald Stair.
There is no reason to stay, unless you count picking through the ashes. We should relocate to Thirdborn. It's the only settlement that can take us all.
No. I say we go to Paradise.
And I want an explanation.
As long as we are Animancers, the Adherents will pursue us to the ends of the earth. Instead, we lay low, hide in plain sight, let them believe we're beaten, and bide our time.
While we hide, the Dream Scourge will tear this island apart. At least in Thirdborn, we can practice animancy freely. We can't gamble with our existence. The political climate of the Living Lands is too dangerous.
Thirdborn has its own problems. Paradise is more secure, but it would mean living under Adheran rule. I don't like our options, but that shouldn't stop us from committing to one.
Thirdborn's full of hardy types. Lots of former soldiers and mercenaries. A rough bunch, but good to have at your back. It's also farther from the Steel Garrote's base of operations. That's where I'd make my stand.
We'll be proud to lend our strength to theirs, as Animancers and as fellow expatriates.
I have my misgivings, but you helped my father leave the Republics. I trust you to help us again. What of you, Envoy? Where does the hunt for the Dream Scourge take you next?
Oh, I do.
Yardsley? Don't tell me you are getting swept up in all of this.
Oh, really? You should know better, darling. Any talk of the Akita, and I will appear. If you're looking for the garden, I can probably lead the way. You're already aware that I'm the foremost Akitan scholar in the Living Lands, and...
Godless scholar, my dear. No one outside of academia uses their proper name.
Ah, right. Layman's terms. Thank you, darling. Well, to make a long story short, I think I can lead you to the garden. 30 years of research, and I think the answer lies in a ruin called Naku Kubel, which is in Shatterscarp, so we've got to get there now. Before Fiora went up in flames, that Garrote monster took my research. Your kin are on their way to the garden now. Wait. If they know as much as we do, they know to go to Shatterscarp too. Oh no. I've got to warn Temerity. Meet me in Thirdborn, all right? You can't miss it. It's the only bit of civilization in Shatterscarp. if you can call it that. I'll finish getting ready here and just meet you there.
Ugh, what a whirlwind. God, I love that tiny woman. I would be surprised if your journey were that uncomplicated, but stranger things have happened.
For what it's worth, I vouch for Yatsli. She's a good friend and a bad influence. Right now, we could use both.
There's a gate to the north, which will take you to Shatterscarp. It's guarded by some of our best rangers.
Then we should approach carefully. They'll be on their guard after this.
I'll make sure they grant you safe passage. May the gods protect you, envoy.
Exploring the living lands with a friend. What more could I ask for?
Back to Shatterscarp, then.
It's all gone. To think of what my research...
Same.
It's you. The godlike. The Rangers told me you help people in dire straits. I thought they were lying. But here you are. What kind of a question is that? After what your Garrote did to this place. Forgive me, please. I forget myself. Yes. I know everyone here is. But they cannot begin to grasp what my family has been through. I'll be straight with you. The Steel Garrote's captain stole something precious from me. It wasn't enough to burn our city. Now they have to loot us too. She'll let you close. You can take her prize back. But you will have to kill her first. A relic of Old Valia. I don't know its actual value, but it's a treasure to me. My young nephew stood up to the steel garrote before they attacked. The captain gutted him and looted his ring. An heirloom with our family crest. I left pity behind long ago. I demand justice. I want that commander to die as painfully as he did. You'll find her at the Eastern Watchtower. It is not far from here. I warn you, though, her troops will probably still be with her. That's all I could ask for. I can't think about her wearing our emblem. I should go now. My sister will need help preparing my nephew's body. We'll both be praying for you. Damn the demons! Damn the steel garrote! I'll spit on their graves! How can our family go on? Murderers, if they wanted them.
You heard Vidaro. This settlement is done.
This settlement is our home. I can't believe you're ready. Protect the envoy! Watch your right!
I got it.
You'll seek.
That was a close one. I know. I know that smell. Zaribs.
Show me what...
Enemy to the right!
Hey! Over here! Nothing's stopping me!
Not bad, envoy.
We make a good squad. I don't know how you come back from something like this.
Come closer, envoy. I'd like a word. A moment of your time, if you please. From one Adiran to another. I go where the Inquisitor commands, just as you go where the Emperor commands. So, did you enjoy our little bonfire? Inquisitor Ludwig was pleased with our efficiency.
You irredeemable fucking swine!
Keep her on a tight leash. No need for this to get out of hand. One might argue they brought it on themselves. Believe it or not, the Steel Garrote owe you an apology on behalf of Inquisitor Ludwig.
Bring us her severed head and I'll consider it.
That temperament of yours is exactly the problem she's trying to solve. Our attack came together in haste. You should have been informed, and I regret the oversight. One way or another, Fuel Messiverno was always going to burn. Weak government, chaotic farming, dangerous research. They never had a chance.
What right do you have to cast judgment on us?
As the future caretakers of the living lands, we do only what is necessary. Fuel Messiverno's reliance on animancy and stubborn individualism has done nothing but drag the living lands down with them. Help takes many forms. Look, I'm only telling you this because you deserve to know Ludwig's intentions for the living lands. If Heelgard cannot maintain a grip on the living lands, then the Steel Garrote will simply take it from him. You see, the Steel Garrote answer to the Burned Queen, not your floundering empire. And we will break from Adir if that's what it takes. Because we have one thing in common. Inquisitor Ludwig sees something in you, envoy. She wants to cultivate your potential, as she did mine. You don't want to get between her and the fate of the living land, so let this serve as a warning. Our grasp on this island is going to tighten, even if it costs us allies along the way. Acceptable losses. What you do with this information is up to you. Either way, Emerald Stair is just the beginning. Feel free to prove us wrong. The Steel Garrote love a challenge. Before I let you go, a little bird sang in my ear that you're going to Shatterscarp.
You don't have to answer that.
Of course, that would have been impossible with these meddlesome rangers in the way.
You didn't.
I took the liberty of removing them. It's a shame, really. Honorable folk to the last. That's a matter of perspective. Ludwig is keeping her dark impulses in check. This could have been far, far messier. When you arrive in Shatterscarp, give this letter to Temerty. Compliments of the Inquisitor. No need to keep you any longer. Let's hope our next meeting is under more favorable circumstances. No need. She has both of hers on you. Be seeing you, envoy. Sooner or later.
So that's it? We're just letting her walk away? No, but it'll make me feel a lot better. I don't want to see you again. Is that clear?
Crystal. Good luck with her, envoy. You're going to need it.
I didn't think it was possible to hate someone this much.
I'm sleeping with one eye open tonight.
You came to Emerald Stair looking for answers. And now we're leaving with more questions. How do we fight the Dream Scourge? What can we do about Sapadal? And where is the garden? Not to mention, why the Steel Garrote burned my fucking home to the ground. I'm glad you think so. Because right now you're the only Aderin whose opinion matters to me. I will not forget Fiorma Siverna. Everything it was, and everything it could have been. And I will never forgive. Never.
So on top of the Dream Scourge rotting your fields and turning kith and beast alike into monsters, now we've got a Deathguard Inquisitor and the Steel Garrote dogging our steps. Do you think Ludwig will try something similar in Thirdborn? I bet Heelguard's tried that tack. Zealots like her aren't swayed by reason. And Thirdborn will greet her with a sword in one hand and another sword in the other. Lots of Rawatayans, scramble routes with no prospects back home, washouts from military or mercenary life, sailors in search of steady ground. Add to that a motley assortment of pirates, free spirits, and people who like living under the loosest grasp of the law, and you've got Thirdborn. But rumor has it something's amiss in Shatterscarp. Strange dreams, disappearances, people wandering into the desert and never returning, or coming back, changed. Fair enough.
At least that tells us we're on the right track. This Dream Scourge is one of the weirdest things I've ever tried to hunt. Right. The garden. Sure.
Everything we learned in Naku Tadek points us to the garden. Thirdborn is just a stepping stone. But we don't know anything about the garden. It could be a myth, or a metaphor. Whatever the garden is or isn't, it's our only lead. We find the garden, we find the Dream Scourge.
Searching everywhere that isn't the garden is gonna take a while. We don't have that kind of time.
Yatsley is a master of the unknown and the unknowable. No mystery eludes her for long. If there is a path to the garden, Yatsley can lead us to it. I'd follow her anywhere.
Or maybe that god poking around your soul could give us directions.
Ask for directions. Why didn't I think of that? Kai, that's brilliant. Whatever Sapadal tells us will be filtered through a lot of metaphysical noise, but it couldn't hurt to try. This is so exciting. Sapadal? It's Giatta. Giatta Castel. If you're listening, could you please tell us more about the garden?
Castel. Castel. Why does this name sing to us? A voice through murky water. The garden stifles the notes we cannot reach. The branches bind.
Did you get anything? What? No. They must have confused me with someone else. Clearly your link to Sapadal isn't as strong as it was in Naku Tadek, but I'll take it over nothing.
I'll pass. I've heard too many ghost stories that start this way.
Right. If I wanted to waste time, that's what I carry a flute for.
Just me, then? Really? No one else has a question for the god of the living lands? Fascinating.
So let me see if I got this straight. We're looking for the garden, which might not exist. Our best lead is Yatsley, an eccentric scholar who's gone ahead to Thirdborn, where the Dream Scourge may be ravaging.
Don't look at me. I was fine going back to Paradise.
Anything. Right. Listen, I hate to ask this, but while we're in Shatterscarp, there's something I need to do. Something I owe Tama. There's an old battlefield near some Pogrunan ruins. Area called the Shark's Teeth. Tama lost his badge there. I need to get it. Thanks.
Takes courage to go back for something you lost. I wouldn't have it in me.
Get some rest. Sleep is good for the soul. Maybe this doesn't need to be said, but I don't blame you for what happened to Fiorme Siverno. I just wanted you to know. No need to question it anymore. They've made their intentions clear. I'll get the bastards who did this. One way or another, I'll make them pay.
Let's get some rest. We have a long day ahead of us.
I can't believe it. My city. It's all gone.
I'm so sorry. I've left a few homes over the years, but I've never lost one like that.
3 times I have left my home. First as an orphan, then as an outcast. Now, as a refugee. I'm going to miss Fiorma Siverno.
The Root Hog ribs there were fantastic.